some stuff that you learned in here, okay? What is the predominant language of Central America? Okay, this is a poll question here. Is it A, English, B, French, C, Spanish, or D, German? Okay, we've just learned this. Let's do the poll question here. What is the predominant language of Central America? Oh, you still got check marks? I'm sorry, guys. Let me fix that. I thought I already did it. Is it changed now? Is it A, B, C, D? Ah, great. That's not good. Okay, hold on. Let me clear that out. Okay, see if that works now. Is it A, B, C, D for you? Can you guys hear me? Nah, still the green check marks, huh? Alright. Well, I apologize about it. For some reason, it's not changing for me. It's never done that before. Okay, well, let me tell you guys anyways. The correct answer is Spanish, okay? Spanish is the predominant language of Central America. So you may want to take note of these because these may or may not be in your exit ticket today. Okay, let's go for another poll question real quick. What country is Spanish not the official language of? Is it A, Belize, B, Panama, C, Honduras? Oh, man. We could answer in the chat. No. Oh, sorry. My thing was down. I didn't see your guys' poll questions. Yeah, if you... Okay, yeah, next time we'll use the... Let's use the whiteboard real quick right here, okay? So, or the little chat pod, since it's not moving over to the pool for me. It's being mean. Which country is Spanish not the official language of? Is it A, Belize, B, Panama, C, Honduras, or D, Nicaragua? Oh yeah, you guys could circle it on the whiteboard. I can give you options of there too. Let's do that. If you want to circle it on the whiteboard, feel free to. Giving you guys some permissions. All right. Yes, Belize. That is correct. Okay. It was an English colony actually. So most of them were Spanish colonies, but this one was English, and that's why they kept English as their language. Perfect, guys. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next slide. You guys are giving me all kinds of good ideas when technology doesn't work. Yep, Belize is the correct answer. Okay, so as we talked about, where is Central America? So Central America is south of Mexico, as you can see right here with my sun. And it goes all the way down to Colombia. So you have Panama right here, the good old Panama Canal that you've probably heard about before. All of these countries right here. As you can see, I have their flags kind of over this way. And then also we have the Caribbean islands are part of it, okay? So Haiti, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Jamaica. I like putting this on here. I actually watched the new one just recently, the new Pirates of the Caribbean. That's where all these things have been talking about. So if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, that's where they said these occur. We're in Haiti, Cuba, Dominican Republic, all those areas. Okay, and that's the area right here. And as I said, it's just absolutely beautiful area. See, this is the area. I think this is Jamaica right here. this picture. So it is in the tropics area, so you have like the jungly kind of area, but it also has fantastic beaches. It's warm. It never gets below probably 60 ever. Below 60 would be cold for them, and a lot of times it doesn't get above 90. So right in that range of just perfect temperatures. Wouldn't we like to have that there? My grandparents have been to Cuba. That's awesome, because one thing about Cuba, and we're going to be talking about this in further lessons, is the Cuban Missile Crisis. And President Kennedy put what's called an embargo on Cuba. So they're basically were a third world country, and they never made it out of like basically the 1950s. But we're starting to open it back up. There's even cruises that are going there now. So maybe in your lifetime you'll be able to that. You've heard of that? Yep. It's very interesting the things they did there. They tried to punish them for being more of a communist country. And so we're just barely starting to build more relationships with them. That's why we couldn't have one thing that was very popular was Cuban cigars, and those were illegal in the United States because of the embargo. Okay, and so any products from Cuba we just wouldn't do. Okay, let's do another question right here. Let's have you guys do it on the board as well. Which one's the correct one? What Native American group inhabited Central America? Was it A, the Utes, B, the Navajo, C, the Fremont, or D, the Mayan? Okay, so I'm giving you guys permission to circle that on the board there. Ooh, somebody did a box. What answer they think it is. Alrighty. Okay, somebody has some questions of what they think it is. And the correct answer is the Mayan, okay? So it's the Mayan population. You probably heard of the Mayan calendar. Those pyramids that were made in Central America, actually went to one of them not too long ago. And it was very, very interesting, the architecture they kind of made. But those were the Mayans. And here's some things that you kind of see. So you kind of see this pyramid over here. This is actually the place I went to. It's called Itza. And they had huge pyramids and stuff like there. They used to have games where they believe they did sacrifices there, human sacrifices, which is kind of a little nuts to me. And then here's the thing of like the Mayan calendar, okay, as you can see here. And this was a very complicated calendar that went for quite a long time, actually. And everybody thought the world was going to end in 2012. That's because that's when the Mayan calendar ended. Okay, so economic development. Okay, if you can see this graph right here, the biggest thing that is plaguing Central America is economic development. And you can see right here the countries that are in red. That means the countries that are most affected by economic development. That basically means they don't have enough food, they don't have enough water, they don't have enough shelter, they don't have any of that kind of stuff. As you see, the United States and Canada and even Mexico, they're very economically developed, and that means they make more money there in comparison to our chart. But the poorest countries in the world, a lot of them stem, as you can kind of see, are right here in Central America. Yeah, sorry, it's not the best picture. I try to blow it up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. But these countries right there, they're super, super poor, and that causes some things as you're going through those countries. And what that is it's survival, okay? This right here is what we call Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's basically needs that every human has, okay? If you see at the very bottom too, that's like your basis, right? So like a foundation, if you didn't have that foundation on there, it'd fall, right? So you have to have these before you can come up higher. So the highest is what they call self-actualization. which basically means that you're in harmony with everything. Everything's awesome. I got everything I need. The very bottom is your psychological needs and your safety needs. So, physiological. So physiological is like breathing, okay? If you're not breathing, I don't know if anybody's dived like really far in the water and they feel like they're not going to get up and get air in time. What do? If you've ever dove in the water and you can't get up for air, what do? Put it in the chat real quick. Panic? Okay, I panic too. I'm going to be honest with you. What else? Don't you guys fight like you know tomorrow, trying to swim up to the top of the surface and try to suck in air? Yeah, exactly, okay? You freak out, right? You're like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to survive, right? Same with food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep, okay? So if you don't have those things, I'm sure everybody's had like a sibling or a parent that hasn't got enough sleep and they're ornery and cranky and they'll just bite anybody's head off even though they're not usually like that. Has anybody ever had that? That's because it's a necessity, right? And so when people don't have these things, all these people in Central America, they don't have a lot of these things, okay? They don't have food. They have air, which is good, right? But they don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have shelter, they don't have clothing. And so what do? If you don't have food, what's going to happen? Let's get some answer in the chat. If you don't have food, what are you going to do? Yeah, okay, so you'll die, you'll be hungry, but am I going to do whatever I have to do to get food? So I want you to think about this. Would you steal for food if you were starving? Yeah, somebody said they'd steal it. Would you beat somebody else up for food? Would you kill somebody else for food? Okay, some are saying no and that kind of stuff. But once you get in those situations, you don't know, right? And so if you don't have those basic needs, things happen, right? And it's just not good, right? And so some of those countries are very unstable because of that. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the last one, which is our exit ticket. For the exit ticket, you're going to need these three things, okay? You're going to need what is the predominant language of Central America, which country is Spanish not the official language, and what Native American group inhabited Central America. Okay, so I'm going to push that out to you. Yes, I will open the slides right now. And I'm going to go grab that link here. And then as soon as you answer the exit ticket, you can go. If you have questions, which I knew some of you did, please feel free to stick around and I'll answer those in just a moment, okay? Alright, so I pushed that out to you. I'll also put it in the chat. Do we need to take the quiz? Okay, very good question. So you will have a quiz on 3.02. That won't be due until Friday, okay? So today, what's due today is last week, which I talked about in the Flipped Friday class, which is your Unit 2 project, okay? Alrighty, okay. So if you need some help, please stick around. I will do that. I'm going to shut off the recording real quick, and we'll see you next time, or I'll talk to you in a little bit if you need some help.